our infrastructural capabilities, right? So that was established at the beginning, if you recall, during that campaign then. Now, talking about engaging our customers, I keep saying it that a lot of times many of our customers do not follow us. We try as much as possible to engage. Maybe we didn't do that, but trust me, what we do now is that before we upgrade any feeder, we go into the community.
Okay.
The truth is that we may not reach everybody. For instance, you have the electricity committee. It's easier with the estates because estates are more regulated,
more organized.
They have, groups and all of that. So, I mean, there's no estate that would say that they did not know that they were going to be upgraded. We're going to do better. Like you always hear from us in PHED, we're not going to claim that we have done 100%.
Okay.
So we want to apologize if we have customers that were not duly informed or they didn't get to hear it, but I want to use the opportunity to still appeal to our customers to follow us on our social media channels. For now, that is the easiest way to reach a whole, a good number of our customers. Now, Chukwudi, when it gets to that time, will be explaining the science behind the feeder upgrades, because a lot of people feel like we just wake up, we just sleep, and we have a dream, and we just say, this area. There is a science behind every upgrade. So once again, our customers, for those of you that did not get to know before you got migrated, we apologize, and we're working that this does not happen anymore. Now we're engaging more, and we're trying to ensure that people get to know before they get upgraded.
Okay, now you and I were spoken, and you alluded, particularly last year. I remember when it was so difficult with all the pressures from the Bayelsa issue to get a hold of you, how you were liaising with the state government and all the other stakeholders involved. And you alluded, look, there were people who were saying, look, just give us the power. We'll pay. We just want to have power as regular as possible. We don't care. But now some of them apparently care. We'll start off. Chukwudi, you may want to jump in at some point, right? We'll start off with some of the messages, and I have look at them. I have over 90 messages.
Wow.
Welcome to hello. Chukwudi is obviously he's joining us for the first time. Well, welcome to Power Update with us. But anyway, Jude, since the PHED migrated my area, Minita Estate, to Band A, there's this consistent blackout time they place on my area. It lasts between 6 to 8 hours. But recently, the blackouts now last 12 hours daily, Minita area. Now, since Monday of this week, the blackouts have been from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m.
So, Minita area, where is that?
Minita Estate.
Minita.
Yes.
Of Rumudumaya.
Yes. Now, I know.
Under Rumudumaya Band A.
Yes. Okay. So now I remember, because I shared information with them, I think it was yesterday, that there was a fault in the 33 kVA, right? I got information once again from the site, right? And those areas, including this Minita Estate, fell under the purview of that service.
Yes,
so,
that's correct.
but this concern of this customer is that there's always a blackout. If they're on Band A, should there be a blackout at all?
Okay, thank you very much, Jude.
Thank you.
So, I don't know if I should start addressing the issues or what resulted to why blackouts actually happen. Now, in this sector, we are like husband and wife, meaning you have a generation, you have a transmission, and you also have a distribution.
Okay.
Now, if there is a problem with generation, which we don't have direct access to, it impacts on us. Our services literally is to distribute this electricity to customer as it's being generated
and transmitted.
Now you also have a transmission head, which is solely, covered by government. And if there is a fault in a transmission station, like in this case of this customer now, the estate, it falls under the Rumudumaya, which also feeds from the Rumosi transmission station.
Okay.
As we speak, the place has been on fault. If you notice, areas like NTA, Choba, UBTH, all these areas has been out for some days because there is a breaker issue.
Okay.
So this actually happened. But what I will encourage your Band A customers to do, if they know that they are in Band A, because definitely you see it on your bill, it's usually posted on our website. It's not hidden. When you go there, you see the list of Band A. You see every day the supply availability on the feeder. You can actually measure with the light you are seeing with that in the line.
Okay.
So that's just it. So for the blackouts can occur, maybe due to our fault. For example, there might be rain, like it rained yesterday.
Yes.
So once there is an issue, it might be out. Sometimes or most times, it can be from the transmission end. Like in this case, all these areas has been out since on the 4th. Now, efforts between our management and TCN, we've been trying to see how we can resolve all these issues. But what measures this is that if we can provide our services over a particular period of time, what the commission does is that they will step down the band.
Okay.
They will give us that directive and we take it down. So that's just how it is.
Okay, so if somebody was on band A or band B, whatever band it was, if for whatever reason you're not able for consistently supply the stipulated power
within a period,
you now step them down.
You downgrade.
Okay, now let's get to why certain areas get to be upgraded. Why?
Science.
Yes, the science. What exactly would lead to somebody who was on band B or band C? Because I saw for one line, Calabar, some group were upgraded from band C straight to band A.
Okay.
That's like double promotion. I was happy for them. But I don't know if they were happy for themselves, Chukudi.
So thank you very much once again, Jude. So the thing now is everyone wants supply. Everyone wants power. But we already know that we have this constraint in the country that what we generate is not enough to give to everybody. Now, there are issues that are tied to this. One, we have a network constraint. The network is not strong enough to even carry what has been generated.
Okay.
If you overload it, the grid collapses. We've heard about series of grid collapse that the nation was out for some time. Now, the goal, according to what the Minister of Power and the regulators are doing, is that they want everybody to have supply. We want to be like other countries, have 24/7 supply. But we already understand that these constraints are there, which is the network constraint or the metering gap, because some people are unestimated. So how do we solve? So in 2020, the Commission came up with a concept which we call service-based tariff. They call it SBT, which means pay as you go.
Yeah.
So that concept is supposed to address the issue that why would NTA now be having 24/7 supply
and
Choba is having 4 hours of supply and they are both collecting the same money. So they created that concept to say, let people pay as they go. That was where the banding system started. So band A is expected to have 20 hours of supply and above minimum. You have for B 16, you have for C 12, you have for D 8, and you have for 4 hours, which is band E.
Now, all these areas, their tariffs vary.
Their tariffs vary.
Yeah, so which is the biggest concern?
Yes, so all the tariff varies. Band A has the highest amount of tariff. So next to B, next to C. Down the pool for both maximum, that is MD customer, people that takes heavy load, and for residential, which for the housing and all that, the commercial, we already have this category. So in order to solve this, so what the commission did was to do this pay-as-you-go service. But however, there were also issues of, you don't have the required supply as per 20 hours for A, 20 hours for B. What now happens? So sometime in 2023, commission brought an order they call service feeder migration and service delivery regulation. So that order enables us to, compensate, to downgrade feeders and to compensate customers for service failure or service delivery. So that concept came into place. But however, in 2024, starting from the April down, remember there were a lot of things about this new tariff regime that they want to make band A cost reflective. So this concept started. They said, okay, let's take smaller chunk of the population of the country, which of electricity consumers that are around, that is 15% of the population, to give them a cost reflective. Then gradually, we want to use it as a pilot to see how it will go. But the goal is that eventually everybody will migrate to a band A. It means everybody will have 20 hours of supply.
And that means everybody will have higher rates of tariff.
Of tariff, that is just it.
So it's going to be more expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Now, Chukwudi, we have a break coming up shortly. Okay. All right. And when we come back, I know you explain a little bit more. Bonso has to join in because there are some complaints about the system lines. That's where his specialty is going to come through, and we'll be taking all the very many things, as many as we possibly can. This morning. So stay tuned. Your reps are here. The people who you want to physically hold, but you can't. But fortunately, you can speak to them to us. We'll open the phone lines 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Stay tuned. Hello, Potaka returns.
The show continues after this break on Nigeriainfo.
You have any
power for some time. It's not stable, Peter says. And then we have one here that was talking about his bill. Now, let me share that with you. Very quickly, talking about bonds. So if you're just joining us, good morning. This is Port Harcourt's Power Update Extended. We have with us reps from the PHED. You have been complaining about your meeting and your tariff upgrade or downgrade. Some of you say you found out you're on band A. Some say you used to be on band A, but you're not seeing the power. We don't know if you'll be downgraded. They'll tell you the site. I think there's an app that you can actually download to check where you are at the moment. So we've asked the question, were you well informed about the tariff upgrade or downgrade? Prince Ben says, no, we were not properly informed. In fact, I'm showing to you, madam. So almost everybody here, right, on this quest, see them, they said no. They were not properly informed. Once again, joining me in the studio is reps from PHED, Bonstowe, Chukudi, and obviously Madam Olubokola in the studio. So she has told us that, they apologize for not getting information for those places that they didn't get everybody. They are going to do better. There's going to be improvement. But we are going to get to the very heavy ones this morning. Coming to you, Bonstowe. Last week, I got a question, and the person said, look, my meter was bad. They said they will come and remove it, just like we did last year when you advised us. The person said they're meant to come and take it. Now they've taken the meter, right? The bill they're giving me is way higher than it used to be when my meter was on. What's the best way to resolve this?
Okay. Thank you, Jude, and good morning, our listeners. For this particular complaint, I want to strongly believe it has to do with the obsolete meter.
Yes. Yeah, Pastor is an obsolete meter.
Great. So I think one thing we need to really understand is the fact that what we are billing currently, because the obsolete meter system has come in already, so we have meters that did not pass, which we are gradually replacing. As we speak, replacement is ongoing. It's a gradual process. It's not wholesome like that, right? But for the persons we've not been able to reach to, instead of leaving them in darkness, we say, okay, we're going to connect you on direct, and you will build your average vending. Now, a lot of persons don't believe it's their average vending, and I will tell you why. We have persons that vend like 6 to 10 times in a month. Maybe 1,000 or 2,000.
Yeah.
Exactly. When they are doing that vending, they don't feel it like it's heavy lifting. But if you look at the cumulative at the end of the month, it falls down to like say roughly 20,000. And if you look month on month, back to back, you do the cumulative and do the average, it falls within that same 20,000 range. And then now that we are billing them on the average vending, when they receive the 20,000, they're like, no, I don't do that vending. I usually do 2,000. Why is it coming out like that? But on the real sense, if you go back to the books and you look at their vending history
for the month,
you will see it's cumulative. It's along that line. So, but I'm not going to dispute the customer. If the customer has his meter number available, they should bring it to us. We'll look at the average vending history and possibly properly educate the customer and let the customer understand that, see what we are doing, we are not doing it away from what you've been recharging. Pending when we get a meter to replace.
Okay, now, concerning the banding A, B, C, and D, someone said, and let me come to you now, Chico, before I go on this break. Someone said that I am on band A. Please, and you people reduce it and send me down to band C. Is this possible, sir? You've explained how it works. So if
on a lighter note, I'm a Nigerian. Please, I don't want to be a Nigerian again.
I want to be a Canadian.
I just want to become a Canadian.
No.
Subsidy is gone. Subsidy is gone.
We are here. We'll make it work.
Okay. So it's not possible. The only possibility in such a scenario is if we can meet up with the supply on those band, meaning you are a band A and collectively maybe we have been giving you band C supply. So we are forced to downgrade you to that supply of band C. That is the only possibility. Or you change your location. You move to an area that is receiving band C, which maybe we will come later in a month's time to come and upgrade further.
Okay.
The point is that this is here to stay, and that's why we've been talking about energy efficiency and making the necessary adjustments. Before now, a lot of us, including myself, have not been allocating enough of our income to electricity because we had been used to subsidy over the years. Trust me, we all feel this pinch, but a time comes where we need. I just said that on a lighter note to tell you that even where you're moving to, before you finish arranging the house,
they may increase
you don't
it.
know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that tells you that it's a reality that has come to stay with us, and we have to, do that self-preservation of making the necessary adjustments. You were using 5 ACs before. Omo, I know fit. You make the necessary adjustments. Children are on holidays. Oh, you want your children to have it all. It's just about making the necessary adjustments, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because it's here to stay.
All right. Speaking of what's here to stay, headline news cannot stop. We're going for the headline news. When we come back, more from our guests. We'll open the phone lines now. I'll keep quiet. You talk to them.
Headline news, Nigeria.
Turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making any derogatory or defamatory comments. Please, if you didn't see or hear, make no mention of it. And very importantly, keep your conversations civil.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Well, gentlemen, Shukudi, Bonsowe, and Madam, the lines are open. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, good morning. Please, could you speak up?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
How are you?
Fine. And you?
Very well. Welcome, please. What's your name?
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Oh, okay, all right, Chris. Talk to us. What's going on?
Yes, on the matter of the A and B and whatever. Actually, I don't even know where Olubokola is.
Okay.
Being. So that's the question I wanted to ask one. Secondly, I don't know how they charge. What's the military rate of charge for all prepaid meters in this area?
Okay, all right. So I think that question is going to be targeted to Chukudi. Chukudi, do you by chance have the rates for the different bands? You know, obviously band A will be paying more than the rest of all humanity.
I can't. That's me. So, like you already know, we have the 5 bands, and currently band A, which is the one that is not subsidized, is a 209 naira 50 kobo. That's the minimum of 20 hours. Band B would be 68.96, 68 naira 96 kobo.
Okay.
That's the 16 hours. We have the band C, 56 naira 38 kobo.
Okay.
For a minimum of 12 hours. Sorry.
Okay.
Then we have the band D, 39 naira 67 kobo. That's for 8 hours.
Okay.
Then the final, the last and the least is band E, 39 naira 44 kobo for 4 hours.
For 4 hours of supply every day.
That's what the current
rate is. Okay. All right. Tari is on the line from Olubokola. Tari, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
I want to ask this PHED people.
Yes.
Is Olubokola is in bus A or bus F? Because I don't know. I want to know.
Okay. You want to know if Olubokola is in band A or band F? There's no band F. It's only band E. So what are you saying? Is that you don't have power at all?
We are not saying light. We are not saying light.
For how long now? For how long have you not had power? Tari?
Not light.
When?
I'm not. It's
That's what I'm saying. Oh dear, it's poor network from some end. No power in Olubokola for a while. I don't know if we can quickly. I don't know if any of you have the app to check what because. Like you said, madam, most of these places are mixed supply. So some places you may have band A supplying one area, and in that same community, you know, another area might be band C or band D.
Several feeders might run through the same area.
Okay.
So you can actually have a wide expanse of location that you have like 2-3 feeders running. I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So that could happen.
Okay. All right. Jude, good morning. Please help us ask the PhD officers there why they always want the citizens to bear the cost of repairing their transformers for them anytime it gets bad. Unduka from Olubokola. I know you've addressed this several times, madam, but I don't know if you could quickly respond to this.
So the duty to repair transformers is solely ours in PHED. Of course, we have our policy guidelines. So what normally happens is when your transformer goes well, it's supposed to make a report and all of that. But I must point out that we have priorities, and it's as simple as it sounds. When a transformer is bad, and on that transformer you are having debts running into millions, and you have a transformer that is another transformer that is bad, and all the bills are paid, the customers are metered, and you don't have them. The truth is that as a business concern, you're more likely to quickly fix
address
one that, you know. So, but if you have transformers, we actually are always in a hurry to fix our transformers that are not indebted, because when we don't, we're losing revenue. So to answer that question is that, but again, let me also use this opportunity to say that in many of these areas we have electricity committees. Without trying to cast aspersions on them, sometimes they are self-serving. While we appreciate that some have been very helpful, how do you explain a situation where something goes bad? You have not even made any report. Sometimes we are not even aware in PHED. Self-help, they'd rather go to the people to raise funds, and this is on record, yes. They rather go to the people to raise funds, and they'll tell you that our transformer is bad, we're billing every flat 50,000.
Yeah.
How have you ascertained the cost
of repairs?
And when you have collected, for example, 2 million naira, and the cost of repairs was 600,000, what happens to the balance? I'm not absolving PHED. I'm always very straight to the point, because we're as transparent as we can be. And while we know that we have our challenges here and there, but we will state the facts as they are. So yes, it's true that sometimes there will be delays. Remember that we need to procure the materials to, repair these transformers. And sometimes these materials may not be readily available. Depending on the nature of
the damage.
Some damages are very easy. You just come, we bring our PCM engineers, they test the transformers, it's okay. But when you have a total blowout, and we explain the reasons for some of this total breakdown, overloading of the transformers.
So you have people who are illegally
connected. Your neighbors you don't mind low voltage. You know the welders in your communities that are not supposed to be connected, but you feel like it's not your business. So when you do that, sometimes you just see that your light is going up and down. Something is going on. So it's still an appeal that let's all be collectively responsible. See something, say something.
Okay. All right. Festus is on the line from LMF. Festus, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Jude.
Very well. Good morning, Festus.
Morning, yeah. I stay in Ilemi. As I speak to you, we've not had light for some days. And yesterday they brought bill. We don't have meters here.
Okay.
So they do what they call prepaid.
Estimated.
So they assign money for us to pay. But they just brought it. But we've not had light for some weeks now.
For some weeks, not days now. Weeks, you said?
Yes. Not days, no. Not days. They just brought a light yesterday. I mean, they brought a bill yesterday. These are prepaid.
The estimated bill.
Very high. You see, my concern is this. Why is the cost of meter so high? And why is that meter is monopolized? Only one person produces the meter. In economy, monopoly is very bad.
Okay.
So why is it that PHED or the government has allowed monopoly of the meter that has raised the price of the meter to 100 and something thousand?
Okay.
Now, listen, the mechanism for production of that meter or the technology of a meter is like a transistor radio technology. A meter should not be more than 5,000 naira to 10,000 naira. A transistor radio technology.
That's optimistic.
Why are they selling 100 and something thousand naira that people cannot buy?
Okay, Festus, well, I'm going to take a gift from Iwofe so we can address those questions. The gift, good morning.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning. Go on, please.
Jude,
yes, please.
Your guest in your studio there, yes, they will defend their company. Jude, as I speak with you, I'm got an area after road. We don't have lights. But if you check on the other side of the road, they have lights.
Okay.
And they continue bringing bill without giving us lights. When you see them come to give us lights, it's when they want to come and go for their cash drive. The next day, they'll give us today, the next day you see them. When they come, they bring bill. You must pay that before what? If they give us lights, we're ready to pay. The customers are ready to pay bills.
Okay.
We told their PHED every time. If they give us lights, we're ready to pay. They go to City Town. When you go to City Town, you see where they have a gang. You see one of the NEPA staff controlling the gang from there. You see the other side, the one side don't have light. But you see on that side, COE, they have light.
Okay, all right, gift. So let's start with gifts, and then we'll go back to Festus, who says the technology, the metering, but you have to answer that. Madam, please, if you can, because I remember you just alluded that an area could be supplied by multiple feeders. So some people may have, some people may not have.
I'll defer to Chukudi.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So I think gifts.
Yes, from Iwofe.
From Iwofe area.
Yes.
Now, from my list, if you can see.
Yes.
Iwofe is part of the Rumosi issue as we speak. For 4 days now, there's still been some transmission issue we're trying to solve. So what happens in specific location is that you may have an 11 kV feeder moving along a street. if you check both sides of the street, you can see another 33 kV feeder moving
Okay.
out another side of the street. Sometimes it might be a commercial line, it might be a residential line, depending on where the customer is connected to. So there's a high possibility that your opposite door neighbor across the road may have light and you don't have.
And
So
that's so painful.
yes, and it's very painful.
it
so,
is.
so it depends. So that's just basically it. So it happens within the system. So, but for the we don't know how long he has been out, but for the past 4 days now,
That area.
Ilevbare is among the areas that have been out of supply, which our management is also trying to work with TCM to see how that breaker, because it's a breaker issue in the transmission station that went bad.
Feeds from Rumosi
Yes,
transmission.
it feeds from Rumosi. So we are hoping that it could be restored as fast as possible.
But so why is the prepaid meter not 5,000 naira?
Explain.
The man said the technology is transistor radio. It should not be expensive.
Yes. Well, it's easier said than done. Anyways.
Okay.
So, Bob, I'll just go straight to it. First off, he mentioned about the prepaid meter being monopolized. At the inception of the scheme we called MAP, in 2019, the meter price was regulated, purely regulated. And so that means every disco had the same price for meters up until last year when the dollar was skyrocketing. And then the vendor said, no, we can't supply meters at the same rates at which we bought for 150 naira per dollar or thereabout. So that brought about the deregulation of the meter pricing. Right? Now, the deregulation of the meter pricing came in sometime in June last year, where we have a lot of vendors.
So it's not just one person supplying.
No, they have a lot of vendors.
Festus, it's not a monopoly.
There are too many.
About the bidding exercise.
There are too many persons. There are too many vendors. We call them vendors, but you can say, oh, they are different companies. There are a lot of vendors that supplies meters. Some are made locally, manufactured locally. Some import them.
Okay.
Now, let's not forget there's a cost of importation.
True.
There's a cost of clearing. Even with the ones that locally made, there are still some components they have to import.
That they bring down. Yeah.
Exactly. So all of this comes into play when the deregulation of meter price came in. At the time it was deregulated, what they did was they made it an open market based on the dollar exchange rate. But I'm leaving the market open for you. Tell us how much you want to sell your meter. If you, Jude, wants to sell your meter for 30 naira, for example, and the next vendor intends to sell our own meter for 50 naira, is what they will publish and allow the customer to make his own choice of where he wants to purchase from.
So market forces are not in play. That's what's happening.
100%.
Okay. All right. So first of all, I hope that I address
just
it.
need to put in that PHED. We do not make meters.
Aha.
We do not sell meters.
Okay.
We have tried to explain this because they feel like, oh, PHED, they are just eating all the money. You pay when you follow the due process. You pay to the vendor. All we need to do is to confirm that you have paid.
And follow through the vendor.
And get your installation
done. Okay. All right. Now, we have just 2 minutes exactly on my clock. I will not be taking any calls. Once again, over 90 plus messages. I can't read them all. But I'm going to say this. Jude, I'm reading this one. So, do you know of all the PHCN virtual portal managers, the PHED is one of the most non-interactive. They do not respond to messages both on the timeline and in the DM. That's one. I'm going to share my personal experience. Says Jude, there are not so many vendors who there are only 2 vendors listed on the PHED drawing board that they call the website. These people are becoming worse than the police. He's here. It's okay. All right. So let me say this. 2 days ago, as a test of this same online platform, I sent a message complaining about this thing.
On which of our platforms?
On X.
Okay.
And a few hours later, I got the response. I told the person it's working. So yes, the platforms do work. They may not work as speedily and readily as you probably want to, right? Maybe that's down to their logistics and the manpower that they have, but they do work. I know you all want them to work better. I know you all want power. But for today, right, I hope this answers your question. And also for you, madam, you have heard the people. They said they were not impressed with the information about their
feeder band upgrade.
Okay, so we're going to end peacefully. Nobody's dragging anybody's shirts today. All right, I've shut down my phone lines. Please, once again, how can they find you on social media?
Okay, so once again, I would like to apologize to our customers first of all, to say that we will do better. Our goal is continue to improve. Now we are very active. Our email box info@phed.com.ng. We have the customer care at phed.com.ng, right? Then, of course, we have our PHED Connect app. We have our Facebook. We have our
Ikwere Local Government Council press release. Ikwere Local